Hey guys, what's up? Nate here. So as we are all trying to scale to those massive 7 to 8 figure numbers during the holidays, this is what I love about Q4 is so many millionaires are made during Q4. So as we were doing that, and I've always talked about cross-channel targeting on this channel, TikTok has recently given us a new toolkit into doing a launch on their platform and how to run ads during the holidays. So it is a 40-page kind of checklist, a lot of information there. So I want to go through the highlights of this to what I see is important and be able to break that down for you here and be able to adapt that into your business and be able to adapt into your clients if you are running, ads for them. But first, if you haven't yet and you love receiving the most up-to-date marketing information and e-commerce information and you're trying to really just rapidly scale, become a better businessman and entrepreneur, make sure that you smash that subscribe button down below before it's too late. All right, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, guys, so here is the TikTok holiday playbook for small businesses in 2020. So really nice looking graphics here, but yeah, we're just going to run through this really quick because there's honestly just there's not too much here in terms of, at least in the beginning. So it's mainly towards the bottom where a lot of the information becomes good. So we kind of table of contents here, a lot of information, just kind of talking, about just the industry changes and whatnot and everything happening this year. Like I said, if you want to read this, the link is posted down below if you want to follow along. But it's all just about, consumer behavior, just kind of what consumers are saying. Like, okay, say their perception of brands has been greatly impacted by the pandemic. And so it's kind of just text, just information here that kind of everybody already knows. People are still buying for the holidays. It's not something you have to be worried about. Now we're getting into strategy. Here's basically the layout of the rest of the document itself. Identify key events you want to focus on. Build your shop front, mainly talking about your website and just the mobile experience of that site, making sure that's up to par for people to buy on your site. This is something I've always talked about and something that more people need to focus on. Establish your offers and promotions. Don't sell the product, sell the offer. That's what you should be doing. It's something I've talked about again in numerous videos before. Be clear on your goals and then launch your campaign. Definitely these, right here, super, super important in terms of pre-planning and then actual launching the campaign. Going to be very important. So it's basically the rest of the thing is just going through that information. So I kind of like, we have some key dates here to start thinking about in terms of, what you're actually saying during your video and your offer and thinking just about these dates. You got Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, and then the actual last ship date. This is something I talked about in a couple videos ago into what to tell your customers. Make sure they know when especially on your website, when's the last time that they can actually buy on your site. And then, New Year's Day, New Year's sales and resolutions typically are happening during that time. All right, so we got a good stuff here. Building a shop front. Doesn't really tell you anything about what to actually do on your shop front, but just information about consumers and what consumers expect. A little tip here just about, clear photos, accurate descriptions. Make sure your website is mobile optimized. That's a big deal for the holidays. All right. Establish offers and promotions, cost saving offers and stuff. Again, it's kind of basic stuff here. And, look, you can even use a promo. That's a cool tip. Yeah, use a TikTok promo code. That's actually pretty cool to track sales from your TikTok. Really cool. That's really cool there. But yeah, just being clear on what your offer actually is and what your promotions actually are for all holidays. Setting your goals, it just helps adapt to your strategy. Again, basic stuff. And then here is where it actually gets pretty juicy and what I like about it. We're getting into now the launch of the campaign. So if you don't recognize this, I think you should. This is basically a 3-step funnel strategy that can be used on literally any platform ever. This is first step, second step, third step. Discovery, the first time seeing your ad. Consideration, they've already seen your ad or taken an action. And then purchase, where you actually get them through to take a purchase. So this is kind of funny. What is TikTok? If you're reading this, surely you hope you know what TikTok is already. A little bit about your audiences. What I like here is that they, what's interesting is that they do have a lot of time spent on TikTok per session, which that can be a very big deal. That ideally should mean that CPMs and impressions are a little bit cheaper. Ideally is what I would think because of that, because of the time they're spending on there. More opportunities to put ads in front of them, more eyes on the platform. I don't know though, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, this is kind of a reiteration from what was at the beginning, reaching new customers, digital landscape. Yeah, we were talking about that. If you haven't set up anything on TikTok yet, they have that kind of this checklist here for you to actually go through and launch the campaign and kind of what you need to go through. Links here if you want to go and check that out and set that up for your business. Getting your ads up and running. There's just a little section here about ads themselves, talking about things like CTAs. This can be very important because it's important to think about what CTA you're actually putting there, and just the whole text here that you're actually putting on the ad. So something definitely to think about for your offer. And then what's really cool about TikTok is they give you a lot of creative tools for actually making the ads on their platform. And so they have like the video templates, smart video, smart video soundtrack. This can all be done in the creative studio inside of the TikTok business manager for their ads. And so they actually have some specific holiday templates, which I think is super, super cool and super useful to be able to make something really simple for the platform. I don't know what actual, it's not like they've given us any like conversion rates. Like, hey, if you use these ads or if you use these templates, I don't know what the actual benefit, to conversion ratio would be for that, or like compared to making your own ad or compared to making something inside of Canva. But what's important to know is that they're putting a lot of utilization towards e-commerce and business on their platform. Really important. They need that ad spend, so they're going to be catering to people a lot right now that are in e-commerce. So you do have those templates at your disposal that you can find inside of the Creative Studio inside of TikTok. To give you two examples here, just kind of the creative styles that you can do on TikTok and the things that you can do. They even give you aspect ratios for you to know the sizing on the actual platform. For TikTok, it's vertical. And they even we recommend having at least 8 to 10 photo and video assets to get started. So now we're getting into the idea of actual creation of the campaign and ads themselves. And so this is a reiteration of that 3-step funnel. So we're talking about discovery, consideration, metrics to keep in mind, and then purchase itself. Having that strong call to action like they talked about in the beginning of this section. And like I said, a lot of this is informational. It's not stuff that's like, you shouldn't already know, especially if you're, running a brand that's already doing, 6 to 7 figures or maybe close to 8 figures. You should probably already have gotten this figured out to some extent, a lot of this information here. So I wouldn't spend too much time reading all of this information, just the stuff that I highlighted. And again, this is kind of a whole section on personalization, stuff I've already talked about in my videos in the past and stuff you should already know. Creating that personality and creating personalization around your brand, and then having a strong call to action and demonstrating the value, talking about how much value they're getting out of it. Sell the offer, not the product. Sell the features, not the product. They got a couple, I don't know the exact point of these here because they don't really show you anything, but they do give you hashtags down here that could be valuable for the holidays. Probably the most views or something like that. I don't know, but it is something important to think about the idea of hashtags actually on your ads themselves and even on your business TikTok and getting more views that way. Those could be pretty heavily searched for, hashtags during this season. Got a couple examples of ads here. You can kind of see something consistent. They're kind of standoutish, kind of crazy. I mean, they're interesting. They're kind of crazy, and they make you want to stop and watch them. And they have some good headlines here. I like those a lot. And so I wish there was links that you could actually go look at the business TikToks themselves or the actual just ads themselves, but there's not. But I wish there was. That would be cool. And so now we're actually looking at setting up the campaign. This is kind of just basically a description or just a summary of everything we're going to find down here. So you have the objective, the audience, the flight dates. Those are the times that you're actually running the campaigns, bid range, and creatives. So this is the juiciest part probably of this whole entire document, where you have discovery, consideration, and purchase, just like you saw up in the beginning. And so basically they're laying out for you right here exactly the campaigns and exactly the things that you need to do on when actually running TikTok campaigns. So a breakdown of audience here. I would say it's interesting that they would say that to just focus in on one with location, age, gender, and no interest. That's pretty interesting that they would just kind of but leave it up to the algorithm kind of just to decide the interest there. But on this one here, location, age, interest, or behavior, I would probably say include at least an interest in here, and not just run based on age or audience, or whatever. But you could do that and test it out to see what happens. Brand discovery, and so this that's what your creatives should be focusing on is brand discovery, not necessarily trying to make the sale, but focusing on emotion and then focusing on features. 3 to 5 creatives for each of these audience targeting, and then flight dates. So here's when they're recommending you should be running those specific campaigns. And then objectives, video views 2 seconds, traffic campaign, and then they give you your bid ranges, which that's actually pretty cool. I like that they're actually telling you kind of here's kind of that range that you should be looking for in terms of spend. Obviously, you can go higher than that, but I would say this is probably saying with the starting bid, the lowest you should probably go for in terms of these campaigns. That's pretty low for a total campaign. I'm pretty interested in that based on the variables such as audiences, categories, and creative quality. So this is an estimated range. Pretty low for that many creatives, but at the same time, CPMs might be really low. And so that might be a good starting bid range. But yeah, I would think about maybe going a little bit higher, but that's just kind of where you could start. Consideration, basically a second step instead of any funnel, best performing from number 1. Now you're looking at more feature and product focus with a little bit of emotion. We have 3 different audience styles here, best performing from number 1. I'm guessing that's going to be based off of some sort of metrics like click-through rates, and actual just cost per click, and rates like that. But here we have something important: ad engagers, impressions. So everyone that got maybe an impression from the last campaign, website visitors, somebody who has already clicked maybe from the traffic campaign or from the video view campaign. I haven't checked yet, but if you could retarget video views, maybe okay, we have 2 seconds, maybe above 2 seconds, or maybe video views 30 to 50%, and retarget them here, that could be something that's good as well. And now here we're having conversion campaigns brought into the mix with product page views. Again, you have starting bids here and flight dates that you should be running those campaigns. It's interesting. They don't want you to run them all at the same time. They're actually giving you campaign like timelines of when you should just be running those campaigns. So this is probably to build up a good sized audience and then actually start playing on that audience to be able to get those audiences big enough to retarget. And then we have a purchase campaign, best performing from 1 and 2. And so we're probably looking at maybe, again, those video views, impressions, website visitors, or maybe somebody that's taken an action from here, maybe a product page view, putting them in these audiences here. It looks like we're doing a brand discovery, and they want you to reuse the same creatives. Reuse the creatives from brand discovery in this campaign. Then you got your flight dates here, conversion campaign, product page views, add to cart. Interesting, there's no purchase objective. I'd be interested in that. I probably would maybe test out a maybe an add to cart and a purchase conversion campaign here, because we've already run a product page views campaign, so I don't know why we would run a third one unless that gets you purchases. And then obviously bumping up the budget here a little bit on the conversion campaigns. So really simple 3-step funnel. Pretty cool that they're giving us that. And then to finish this up here, checklist and resources. Here's where you get started. And then they kind of give you a really cool questionnaire sheet to actually get your campaigns up and running if you haven't yet. And obviously encouraging don't stop when they're don't stop giving us money after the holidays have ended. And that's pretty much it. And a little source list here, and that is everything there. So yeah, like I said, this is down in the description if you want to follow along. I tried to go through it as fast as possible just so we didn't take forever on this 40 pages. But yeah, I would say this is the juice information here, the juiciest stuff and information, and how to actually running those campaigns on their platform, adapt it to your strategy. And follow just kind of what they're saying here and adapt it to what's going on within your strategy and be able to absolutely crush it this holiday. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you found value in it, if you enjoyed it, make sure that you smash that like button down below and subscribe if you haven't yet. It's really going to help me with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys so much. Until next time.